Alright, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim that's teaching the truth and sincerity. And Shalom to the believers and the followers of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. It's your brother Barak Abal, and I just want to bring this article out, which is undeniable proof that the new moon dictates the beginning of the months, and the new moon dictates, the Sabbath and when the Sabbath falls, okay? Because 7 days after the new moon is the Sabbath. Okay? And this article that I found is going to bring out more proof that what the brothers and the elders are teaching through the scriptures, okay, is correct and is on point. Okay? Brothers can check this website out for themselves. It's called simpletoremember.com, Judaism Online. Now, like the elders say, there's always meat amongst the bones. You got to pick the meat from the bones. And there's a lot of bones in this article. But we're going to pick certain meat, okay? The ones that's nourishing to the spirit. But there's a lot of things they said on point, and there's a lot of off things they said in this article. We're just going to get things that's on point, okay? This is the topic: months. Jews count the months by the moon. Plain and simple. Okay, so our ancestors, our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, from the beginning to Adam, all the way to the time of Yahweh Shah, okay, this is how we kept time, okay, dictating by the moon. Jews count the months by the moon, because months mean moon, okay. Western civilization patterns its calendar after the sun. Western civilization, such as America, okay, which keeps the Gregorian calendar, which came from the Julian calendar, which the Julian calendar came from Julius Caesar when he got with some Egyptian astrologers, okay, and that basically the Julian calendar stemmed from Egypt, okay, because he got with Egyptian astrologers and they came up with the Julian calendar together, okay, because he was trying to basically keep time the way the Egyptians kept time, okay. But Western civilization, but that's all proof. It's all that go all together. Okay, Western civilization pattern its calendar after the sun, which the Gregorian calendar came from the Julian calendar. Basically, Gregorian calendar so-called corrected the Julian calendar by adding on certain days, and the Julian calendar came from Julius Caesar. Okay, you could look it up in history. That presents a dilemma that the moon, okay, that was just the point right there. Okay, now we're going to get the next point. Because like I said, it's a lot of meat and it's bones too. Okay, I don't want the brethren to get confused. This is weeks. Jews count the week from the Shabbat to the Shabbat. Okay, that means the 7 days onto 7 days. Okay, because the Sabbath for every 7 days. Okay, the Sabbath is the crown of the week, the crown of the Jewish holidays, the crown of the Jewish spirit, the crown of the Jewish imagination. The Sabbath, the Shabbat is a queen. See, this is bones, man. Okay, let me see. This is bones. All right, let's go right here. More than the Jews have kept the Sabbath, Shabbat, the Sabbath. A great writer once said the Sabbath has kept the Jews. It is so rooted in the human condition that no matter how many societies have tried to uproot it, okay, because that's exactly what America did, okay, that's exactly what the Gregorian calendar did, okay, they uprooted it, they tried to change the time periods, making the Sabbath fall on Friday night to Saturday night, which is totally BS, okay. They could not. Some have simply moved the day. Christians to Sunday, Muslims to Friday. Look at that. Muslims keep the Sabbath on a Friday night, Saturday night. So you follow after the ways of Muslims. Okay? For the people that follow the Friday night to Saturday night. The Sabbath stamps is marked on the individual, on the nation, on the week. All weekdays lead to the Sabbath. In fact, the days do not have names. Damn, that's a cut, man. This is a cold cut right here. Read this again. All weekdays lead to the Sabbath. All weekdays lead to the Sabbath, meaning the Sabbath could fall on any day of the week. Okay? It could fall on any day of the week. Alright? According to this calendar, on this calendar, the Gregorian calendar, it could fall on any day of the week. Let me give you an example. It could fall on any one. It could fall on a Monday night to Tuesday night to Wednesday night, a Wednesday night to Thursday night, a Friday night to Saturday night, a Saturday night to Sunday night. It could fall on any day of the week, along according to the new moon, as long as it's 7 days after the new moon. Okay. All weekdays lead to the Sabbath. In fact, the days do not have names. Because when you go back to the scriptures, there's no such thing as Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's no such thing. Okay? It says, in fact, the days do not have names, only numbers. There's only numbers. That's why when you read the scriptures, it said, on the first month, on the 14th day, do this. On the 7th month, do this. On the 7th month and the 10th day, do this. Okay, on the 7th, and if you in layman's terms, on the 7th moon, on the first moon and the 14th day, do this. Because there's no such thing as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, only numbers, and these numbers all look to the number 7, anticipating the arrival of the 7th day, the Sabbath, the Shabbat. The days from Sunday to Friday are viewed psychologically as well as physical, as steps leading up to the Shabbat. The the place and time, the new clothes are worn on the first on the Shabbat. Special foods are prepared for it. Important guests are invited to join family for it. Meaningful discussions are delayed until the Shabbat. Friday because okay, Salat. Okay, yeah. Let's get to this. Days, because like I said, meat and bones, meat and bones. It says days. The Jewish day does not begin in the end of midnight. The Jewish day does not begin at the end at midnight. It does not secure circular calendar day. Midnight is not a distinguishable astronomical event. In the era before the modern clock, a specific hour of the night could not be precisely known, whereas an hour of the day was easily determined by citing the location of the sun. Thus, the day had to begin by precise, simple, and universally recognized standards. This meant that the day had to be reckoned either from the beginning of the night or the beginning of the day. Okay, which is lies, because you had people that kept the hours of the day. Okay, going back to our forefathers, you had people that kept basically a sun watch and a moon watch. They kept the hours of the day. In Jewish time, the day begins with the onset of night and the appearance of the stars. Okay, like the scriptures say, in the evening of the day, in the evening and the day was the first day, followed by the morning, which technically begins the appearance of the North Star. According to some Jewish teachers, night and morning begins with sunset and sunrise respectively, for that is how the Torah describes it. And there was evening and there was morning, the first day. For this reason, the Sabbath begins on Friday night and ends with the appearance of the stars on Saturday night. The same is true for the major holidays such as Passover. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. There's just certain points I wanted to bring out in this article, Akim. That's all I wanted to read, because like I said, there's a lot of bones and meat. But you know, this is further proof, more proof, more expounding on the lunar calendar, and the new moon dictates the beginning of months, and the days have no names. Okay? I hope you brothers was edified. Lord, well, I'll put the article in the description box. Y'all can check it out yourselves for anything I might have missed. But like I said, there's a lot of bones in this article too. So with that, I hope you brothers was edified through the faith and the spirit. Until next time, I say shalom.